What is going on, everybody? Back on the New England Shakeup, Alex and Dodo back again here to talk about one, the Patriots are 6-2, and two, I think we have some things to talk about this Patriots team as things consist of kind of our midway point, would you say, Cam, and kind of some
Yeah.
things for us to talk about with the upcoming games left in the regular season, but also, Cam, say what's up to the people at the New England Shakeup, the best New England sports podcast out there.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for listening, and we're just going to basically be going over week 8, how the rest of the season shapes up, and then some good takeaways, and then some question marks in the game, which we're going to get into later into the episode.
Yeah, so with that being said, obviously, the Patriots end up beating the Cleveland Browns 32-13 on Sunday, but there was also some great takeaways from this game. I think that Drake Maye has showed everybody that he's poised. He's shown everybody that he's kind of learning this offense under Josh McDaniels. And Cam, I think we said it before the season. I think it's, if he plays complementary football, they're going to win games. That's how Vrabel's always done things. So touch on what you saw on Sunday from Drake and maybe the offense, and maybe talk about the defense a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, Drake Maye looked good, 18 for 24. That's always amazing when you can keep like that high of a percentage. He threw for over 280 yards. So, I mean, all that's good. I mean, you have Booty hit 75 yards, touchdown. Diggs only had 14 yards, but he got in the end zone. Hunter Henry got in the end zone. So the three players that you would want to get into the end zone got in. He threw a pick, but the pick was kind of a whatever in the grand scheme of the whole game. I mean, when Dylan Gabriel threw 2, it kind of offset. It wasn't really too big of a deal. But I feel like the part of Drake Maye that impresses me the most is him like carrying the ball and running. Like he ran for 50 yards, which when I was seeing the stats his rookie year of like the only people that were running more than him his rookie year were Mike Vick and Lamar Jackson. That kind of says everything you need to hear on that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's definitely shown that he can slow the game down and play to how he wants instead of last year where the line made it so he had to rush every play. He didn't necessarily have a strong option. I mean, he did. I mean, he had players, but even like Booty this year with Vrabel and McDaniels instead of Gerard Mayo looks like a completely different player. A lot of people kind of wanted him out before the season, and he's had probably 4 games where he's had at least 80 yards and a touchdown. So I think he's somebody that really needs to get more recognition.
Yeah, and it looks like from like this Patriots team, like something that Cam and I said before the year was look out for these receivers with Josh McDaniels, because I hate to break it to everybody, but Josh McDaniels is a wide receiver whisperer. I mean, if you look at just the wide receivers that he's had and the production they've had, it's bar to none. So, just to bring up a couple names, Jacoby Myers, former Patriot, right? You look at what he did with Brock Bowers last year. You look at what they've done in several years with just not the cream of the crop receivers. I mean, back to the times with Brady, Chris Hogan, Julian Edelman, Matthew Slater, to name a couple, right? Like those were guys that were obviously glue guys, kind of like what Matt Collins is for this team right now. But would you say that with the Patriots as a whole right now, we're still missing something? Or do you think we have everything we need?
I don't know. I mean, I think we have everything we need to make the playoffs, but I think we could go for like maybe like a Jordan Addison type of receiver or like a Thibodeau on defense or somebody. Like there's definitely improvements we could make, like a Henderson or Thibodeau on defense, or like a Jordan Addison or like Olave type of player. Not that I'd go for Olave or like a Drake London because they're super injury prone in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a Jordan Addison could kind of reinvent what we're doing. But at the same time, for how everything was spread out with the receivers, especially versus the Browns, like Pop Douglas only had 1 catch, but 44 yards. Like if you were told he ended the game with 44 yards, you'd be like, what did he have? Like 5 or 6 catches?
Exactly.
And I mean, Diggs had 3 catches, 14 yards. That's whatever. They were using him in kind of like third down type of scenarios instead of trying to throw long to him. Hooper 2 receptions, 78 yards. If you were told, hey, he had 78 yards, you think, what did he have, like 7 or 8 receptions?
Right.
So it's like we haven't been going for, I would say, as many like small check down plays. It's been Drake Maye trying to air it out, which is good. And in general, we had like, I think, 5 or 6 different receivers with at least like a catch or two. So I don't know. I feel like Drake Maye is going to work with whoever he has. But yeah, we could use another, maybe like Jordan Addison level guy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of maybe not a Jordan Addison or an Olave, but I think we need somebody that's not like known for being an alpha, or like if he were to get put on this team, he would be automatically the one. I mean, outside of Diggs, I mean, Diggs has been balling, but I mean, if you add Jordan Addison to this team, he's the one, right? I mean, if you add
Yeah,
Chris Olave,
yeah,
he's probably the one too. So what about like a guy like a Rashid Shaheed, down in New Orleans? I know it's probably not the cream of the crop that New England fans would want, but I think that's more of a possibility. Maybe not somebody you have to give up a lot of draft capital for, but you end up getting, that speedster receiver that, your quarterback right now is the number one quarterback in the league on deep passes. So me putting two and two together, I think speed, and I think maybe Shaheed down in New Orleans could definitely make a mark closer to the deadline for, if it's not the Patriots, definitely for a team coming up. I just see that name and it just makes
yeah.
too much sense to me. With that given point, going down to like the receivers, the DNs, the things of that nature, we have to talk about this defense for a second. Like, allowing 77 rushing yards a game is like on the borderline of 85 Chicago Bears historic. So if you are just a normal football fan and you love watching defense, the Patriots defense is one of the best defenses to watch in the NFL right now. Yes, they started off slow, but I mean, Kim, let's be honest. Look at on Sunday when the Broncos lost Sertan for those couple plays during against Dallas, right? Dallas came right down, scored a touchdown the next drive, right? When you
Yeah.
don't have like a top 5 or the best corner in football in there, it's going to make your defense look a little worse. And I think we saw that the first couple weeks of the season without Gonzalez in there.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing every piece of this defense flourish in the scheme that Vrabel has kind of had to work around and scheme because of the things going on with Terrell Williams. Obviously, prayers out to him. But with that being said, how do you think the defense is playing right now? And is this one of these years that, it seemed a little murky before the year, but is this a year where we see the Patriots defense kind of be the driving force come playoff time?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I was just about to say, like, adding on to your Gonzo point, seeing him and Davis finally connect and be able to play a few games together has made a huge impact. I mean, of course, we have other corners, but when those two guys are the one and the two,
Yeah,
hands down, the one and the two, it's nice to see them play. And I feel like I need to knock on some wood for them to stay healthy. But yeah, I mean, seeing both of them in the same lineup has been like game changing. Like, there hasn't been a single, like, last year when DK had that insane game that we were at.
yeah,
There's not going to be a game where somebody has like 150 yards as a receiver against the Patriots, or a running back goes for a crazy amount of yards. Like, even Judkins in that game, everyone thought he was going to have a decently monster game. He had 19 yards on 9 carries.
right.
Nobody was expecting him to do that little on offense. And he's an explosive player. Like, you're assuming he's going to get at least like 40 to 60 yards, not 19.
Yeah, and with that being said, I mean, we look at the schedule going forward, and any running backs you're afraid of other than Bijan? Derrick Henry, maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna say Derrick Henry, but having had him in fantasy this year, I'm not really afraid of anything he's got going on. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
him and
been
Bijan, I
electric.
thought at the beginning of the season were going to be hands down 1 and 2. And I don't know, Derrick Henry. I mean, I feel like the whole Ravens have just kind of crumbled. That's something that shocked me, honestly. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's really too many. I mean, like Chase Brown will do all right. He'll do his thing, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of question marks with like any of the teams we're playing. Like the Bengals have a lot of question marks. The Ravens, the Jets. I don't really think
I mean,
any of them.
I hate to be that guy, but like Buccaneers have
Oh
been
yeah,
super injured. Like for any team in the NFC, if you're looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like it's not that you're not scared because obviously Baker Mayfield's been balling out, but at the same time, like Sunday to me proved some things to me about Tampa. Like the fact that you only scored one offensive touchdown against New Orleans says something to me. If you are playing a team that is incompetent to you, or you're trying to play down to their level, like you saw Tampa do a lot on Sunday with New Orleans, even though the score looks a lot different than the game presumed. New Orleans was hanging into that game for 3.5 quarters.
yeah.
The score was 7-3 at halftime. So I would just attest people to look at this Tampa team as a whole. They're without Mike Evans for the rest of the year, probably. Chris Godwin has not really returned from his fibula injury. I have you heard anything with what's going on with him? I have
I don't
no
know.
idea. So like he's not back, and Ibuka obviously is in the running. Obviously probably going to take it for Rookie of the Year. But if that's all you have in the back half of the season in November and December, that gets dicey. And especially with
Bucky
Tampa,
Irving
they
back
have
or is he still out?
their
Bucky
running
Irving's
back's
still
out.
out.
Yeah, their running back is out too. Bucky Irving's out. They're without Bucky, Chris Godwin, Evans, and I believe another receiver of theirs got banged up on Sterling Shepard. So he's questionable this week. So a lot of pieces for Tampa's kind of in like disarray. So for the Patriots, like as a defense, if you look at that, like you bracket Ibuka everywhere he goes, and you let Kate on and Tez Johnson beat you.
Yep.
That's how I would do it, right? So I'm looking at just the Patriots in general. If they play the Ravens the way that they played the Browns, like not looking down to their competition, realizing their opponent, and I think Vrabel's done an awesome job of, every given week and every given Sunday in this league and letting them know, like, just because a team is 2-4 and they're coming in here and they're on a 4-game losing streak doesn't mean we're going to sit down and lie down. And I think the first half of that game, you saw that, right? The score was 9-7. They really couldn't get anything going. They go into halftime and they're a completely different team. It's just the way I'm looking at it. But from that standpoint, Cam, is there anything else that you had to touch on today with the Patriots as far as going forward and what you expect out of this team and something maybe that you can give the Patriots fans hope for with maybe this #1 seed in the running right now?
Yeah, I mean, in general, we look at how, I don't know how to put it other than weak the back end of the schedule is. I think there's like one team or maybe two teams that are at 500% or like above 500. So
Yep.
if the Patriots finish out strong, I mean, you got, what is it, the Jets, the Bengals, the Ravens. The Buccaneers is probably the biggest challenge. And like you just brought up, I mean, how many injuries do they have? 3 of their 10 starters on offense are out. The
Yeah.
Ravens, is Lamar Jackson back yet? No? Or will he
So
be back when we play?
we shall see on Thursday night. He is going
Yeah.
back to his home state of Florida. I would almost presume that if he didn't start on Sunday, it's not that I don't want to say he won't start on Thursday. It's just simply put, like, will he start on Thursday? Like, that's only 3 extra days from Sunday to get
Yeah.
that hamstring right. So, I mean, we shall see. But if you were a betting man, would you say that Lamar plays with their season on the line on Thursday?
I mean, I would say yes, but I feel like they're not going to rush him back even if the season's on the line because they don't
Yeah.
want to ruin what they have with Lamar. So, I mean, a lot of these teams are either mentally defeated or physically defeated. So, with Vrabel instead of Mayo, I mean, I feel like we could easily win at least 5 or 6 of these games coming up. And then we never
Wouldn't
went
it
over.
wouldn't it just be crazy if the Patriots the last game of the year with playing the Dolphins that they're resting starters?
I could see it. If they know they're in first and they've already clinched first in the division, why not rest May? Why not rest some of these starters?
And I also have another question for you, Cam, and a game that I am looking at with this schedule that I think I probably should have highlighted with a big red bubble beforehand, but I don't know why I didn't. Buffalo. We still have to play Buffalo at home.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see Buffalo beating us and that being like a split where we beat them before they'll beat us this time.
Yeah.
But in general, I don't know. I feel like Buffalo has the same thing going on that the Buccaneers do. I feel like with some of the injuries and like lackluster performances from some of their stars, I don't really
Well,
see them as a huge threat, which is kind of crazy to say when they're 5-2. But I don't know. I feel like
they lost one of their biggest. Actually, reported this morning, one of their biggest defensive weapons, Ed Oliver, their defensive tackle,
yeah,
has a torn bicep. So it's not that I'm saying that he can't play, because I don't know Ed Oliver, I don't know the dog he's got in him. But what I will say is this: if he is not in, that's a huge problem for that team. Like
yeah,
the
yeah. It's a
the
huge hole
fact
in
of
the
the
defense.
matter is you remember watching Bijan on Monday night expose that defense, ran for like 200 something yards, crazy, right?
Yeah,
Ed Oliver was not in that game. Ed Oliver plays on Sunday, right? Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard don't do anything. He tears his bicep. Now they have to start looking at possible replacements for Ed Oliver. I mean, I don't like that for the Bills 3 weeks before the trade deadline. I mean, you you have to expect now Buffalo has to make a move for an interior defensive lineman, right? I mean, there's no way you go out there with what you have, right? I mean,
yeah. No, they have to make a move.
Shea Tuttle, Zach Orson, which is a practice squad player for them, and Jordan Phillips. That is who they have. That's three defensive tackles, and you're calling up one from the practice squad. They're gonna have to make a trade with someone. Like, regardless if it's a rotational guy, regardless if it's someone that can come in and play right now, you absolutely they will be making a move in the next 2 weeks. It's gonna tell me in the next 2 weeks if Ed Oliver is playing or not, because they'll make a move. We'll know if Ed Oliver is gonna play the rest of the year if Buffalo makes a move. But with that given said, like, how do you think that affects Buffalo from a standpoint of not having Ed Oliver, but also, like, they haven't had Matt Milano for how many weeks now? Like, it feels like they haven't had him since the first game of the season.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of what I was bringing up with like how they're the same thing as the Buccaneers, but on the opposite side of the ball. It's like they've had at least like 3, 4, 5 defensive injuries, and that's kind of their. I mean, of course, they have Josh Allen as the anchor on offense. He'll figure it out with whoever he's got, but Buffalo's defense is the thing that like evens them out for the most part. So I feel like Buffalo, the Buccaneers are really the only like challenge games, and then I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, but we never really talked about the line and Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett had 5 sacks against the Patriots, and I just want you to break down basically how well Campbell played, what he can do better, and what this means for the like playoffs coming up. Because there's like we talked about before we got on the air that all these D tackles that we're going to play against, like any you pick any top team, like even like I don't know, an Indianapolis, Steelers, any of those types of teams. D tackles aren't playing around on those teams. I know they don't have Myles Garrett, but a lot of these teams have great defensive tackles that are going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, my analysis of Sunday with Will Campbell is simply welcome to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Like, that on Sunday was welcome to the NFL. You can't look at that game. Any rep that he took against Miles, it wasn't good. I mean, I'm gonna go out here on a limb. Miles Garrett, Sunday, you are a fucking animal. Like, if we ever get you on the show, that would be amazing. But Miles Garrett is a fucking monster, and I think Will Campbell, what he kind of got was the old-fashioned, I'm just going to whoop your ass all day. It's just how he did it. I mean, he was coming off the edge. Will Campbell's hands were slow getting on Miles. And, Miles said, listen, the kid's strong, but he uses his strength against him sometimes. He'll try to wayward him one way. He tried moving Miles inside, right? What does Miles do? He's so fast and so powerful that he can work off that powerful spin move and get a sack. You saw that move on Will Campbell 3 separate times on Sunday. They all led to a sack, one being a strip sack in which the Patriots actually ended up recovering. What I want everybody to realize is this. AJ Epineza, Greg Rousseau up in Buffalo. I don't worry about them as much. I don't. They're slow. They're not fast. But the problem that I think that Will Campbell is going to experience in the playoffs, if you have to play a Nick Bonito, who's leading the NFL in sacks right now, I mean, the guy is just incredible. And the way that Denver's defensive scheme is incredible. Their front four is insane. Zach Sealer, Benito, who I just said. They also have Jonathan Cooper. Their front four are John Franklin Myers, to name another one. Their front four could give us a lot of trouble. Like, a lot of trouble. And that's why I'm saying to all the Pats fans, if you're listening, we need to steer clear of Denver. If we get the number 1 seed, we can't see Denver in the second round. Because I'm letting everybody know right now that will be a long game. That will be a long game. Not only for us, but also for Denver. It's going to be one of those 13-10 grinded out games. Yes, you do see those in the playoffs, Cam, but you don't absolutely want that for not a first-time head coach, but a first year in a regime, right? Yeah. And having your first home playoff game in a while since you've been in Tennessee. I mean, you just have to think about how that building's going to be when we are in there for that game. Like, just the 5 years of scrutiny, the 5 years of going through the losing in which we have. If the Patriots host a playoff game this year, do you understand what that's going to do for the psyche of the Patriots fans and New England in general? I mean, we talked about it before the show. I mean, the Red Sox, they made the playoffs. They were kind of the underdog Boston team this year, right? But the Red Sox, in all honesty, they made the playoffs. They made people happy and excited and cheerful and hopeful that maybe not this year, but in a couple years, the Red Sox will lift a pennant and will be back, winning World Series, right? The Bruins, right, for example, they've been in disarray since they traded Marchand and did the whole kind of retool thing, right?
Yeah.
The Celtics now, they're in a complete kind of retool, right, with Jason Tatum being out, and we obviously will save that stuff for a different episode, but it kind of reminds me of old times where the Patriots ruled New England sports. And I think, again, we're starting to see that this is becoming yet again another regime of winning. And I'm very excited to see it this year. I think everybody has to be a little bit more complacent, right? Like Cam and I always say, injuries can happen, things can happen, players can want to be moved, right? But obviously, before we end the show today, shout out Marcus Jones for sticking with the Pats on a 3-year extension, just announced about an hour ago. So shout out to you, my friend, the best punt returner in all of football. But Cam, anything else that you had to touch on as far as Will Campbell on Sunday, as far as the defense, maybe as far as this upcoming week is concerned?
No, honestly, I kind of think we nailed what we got going on, and I just want to thank everyone for listening.
Yes, sir, guys. This is the New England Shakeup, the best New England sports podcast on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, everywhere. We're everywhere. You can find us on Spotify too now. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. We will be back again probably Thursday or Friday for another episode, getting ready for week 9. But with that being said, Cam, I think we do have to say something to Miles Garrett really quick. Hey, we're 6-2. You can come over here to New England. We got the money. Okay? That's what we'll say to end the episode today. But Miles Garrett, you're a dog. And I think that's the one guy that we didn't talk about possibly bringing to New England. And I think after Sunday, Patriots fans will be on board with me. But guys, this is the New England Shakeup, the greatest New England sports podcast, and we are out. See you guys on Thursday. Peace.